We are here at Police Athletic League headquarters. I'm gonna just call it round two. I'm here, Stephon Terrell, one of your hosts. We're here with a great, the man of the, he don't even really feel like he's the man of the hour, but he's the man of the hour, Mr. Daryl Bingham. How you feeling this morning on this great round two of action?
I'm feeling good. The kids are excited. They are in a highly competitive mode, which I'm always excited to see our kids to take on a position to say, hey, I want to compete to be the best. We got our champion from last race, the M1 Sprint Comp, Abdullah. He's being very quiet tonight, but I do believe he's
in the shadows. I've been looking for him. He's doing something magical right now.
He's right now getting his motor broken in so that he can get the RPMs up for the race. We got right on his heels, his teammate Alejandro, who is just looking to actually take over this race. He's talked about it all week. He's talked about, that track actually being pretty good for what he's looking for, and I think it's going to be a very competitive day. Plus, we got one of your teammates who wasn't here last week, Menelik. Menelik is a kid that when you say pay attention to detail, you can't find a kid that pays attention to more detail than Menelik. So, and Menelik's baby sister is here too, so it's going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting.
So, as we're talking about a lot of our racers, I had an opportunity to speak with a young man by the name of Sullivan.
Yeah.
So Sullivan, I asked him, I said, so what would you do different than you did last week? He said, well, just doing the observations, I'm figuring that if I use a stronger battery, that will give me more speed. And then ironically, I seen him going to test his car, and his car was going so fast that one of the tires came off.
Wow.
And the testers were trying to catch his car, but they couldn't catch it. It took him a couple times, So I asked him, I said, so what do you think? What are you going to do to improve, to slow it down? He said, I don't know. He said, I just got to fix the tires. So just to see these kids really understanding concept, mechanical engineering, internal power, all these things. How are you getting this done? How are you getting this done?
Well, when we go into class, we kind of reverse engineer. We put the practicum ahead of the theoretical work. So we let the kids build the cars, and we let them actually, perform with the cars, and then we start backing into it. Why is your car performing that way? You got to be able to explain why your car is performing that way, and more importantly, you got to start paying attention to detail. It's ironic that you mentioned Sullivan. Sully, as we love to call him.
Sully, okay.
My guy, Sully. So all this past week at school, and Sully represents the Ferndale Middle School team, go Eagles. Sully was there, and one of the things he had the teenagers do, he told his teenage mentor, I need you to film my car on the track, because I need to see how my car is performing as it comes out of turns, as it's going down the straightaways. I need to see, is my car just banging back and forth? And the irony of it all, when he had her film the car, it wasn't just filming the car from the perspective of just to be filming. Sully was changing up the rollers and where they were moved at on the vehicle so that he could take a look and see how the car performed better where the rollers were situated in different parts of the vehicle.
Wait, you saying Sully that goes to ITT or Sully that goes to Ferndale? Which Sully are we talking about?
I'm talking about Sully that goes to Ferndale Middle School, who will probably be a resident instructor at ITT in the future.
Oh, wow, because I could have swore you were talking about a fourth-year student at a major Ivy League school.
No, that's one of my great middle school students over at Ferndale Middle School.
So, let me get this straight, Mr. Bingham. These kids are literally doing things on collegiate level in middle school, and they really have this access to do these type of things. Like, how empowering does it feel to have this be the outcome of what you're doing?
I am so excited. It's not me, it is the kids and my team. They have done a great job, and from the standpoint of beginning to understand process improvement, they understand process improvement that is something that is applicable not only to what they're doing here, but to every situation in life that they encounter, whether it be making up their bed to how they perform in a classroom. They try and improve processes. They said if they can improve them by just 1% a day, 1% a day, they know they're getting better every single day. And that's more than, that's more than enough for what you can ask for a person this age or any age at this point in life.
That's amazing, and just seeing the growth of step by step and giving them practical. I get it. I get the curriculum side because you are empowering life skills, right? So even with this part of your business or a part of the community effort, just understanding how it's a part of a bigger scheme, a part of the drone program, and how you're expanding. I talked with Marvin, who's who's the owner of Hobbytown, and he told me that there are even some talks about a Texas connection to what's going on. So would you mind elaborating on that? Or
Sure. So most recently we did a partnership with 100 Black Men of Austin, Texas. I'm flying down there next Wednesday to meet with the group and actually teach a class that Saturday. Everything that we've done here has been as a result of Hobbytown Southfield effort and partnership with us. So we're eternally thankful to Marvin and his crew there at Hobbytown Southfield. One of the greatest things that we've seen is we want to see the expansion of what we're doing here, not just here in southeastern Michigan, but nationwide. We know if we can get kids addicted to taking a look at things from a process improvement standpoint, our future engineers for the next 20, 30 years, we don't have to wonder where they're coming from. We know where they're coming from. We then just have to make sure that we keep nurturing them and nurturing their growth.
Did we say Bingham for president or mayor? I just throw that out there. So today, presently, we're here at Police Athletic League. Just give us a little color of what's going on today, and then what's the next step after today?
Well, today is the U.S. Route 12 endurance race.
And what does that mean?
Okay, U.S. Route 12 is actually Michigan Avenue. And the irony of it is that we are located right now at Police Athletic League headquarters, which is right off Michigan Avenue.
Okay.
Most people don't realize that Michigan Avenue starts in downtown Detroit and runs as far west as Aberdeen, Washington. So it crosses several states and runs all the way to the West Coast. The great thing about this race than the other races that they have from the time trial and the sprint cup, this is a very long track. So they got to be concerned about how their car is going to perform, not only on the track, but also endurance of that battery life. They've got to pay attention to all of that. Every time the kids race, they're beginning to understand, I'm not racing a person. It is my car versus the track. Can I engineer and re-engineer my car for any circumstances, for any track condition that it has to be raced on, and make sure that we're performing at maximum level?
I'm getting life skills. I just woke up tomorrow thinking about how I can prepare for the track of the day. So I'm 43, but just to understand that it's not just fun. This is something that not only a child but an adult who we know that are the future are able to take these lessons and really apply them to life. So I'm just excited, Bingham. This is something I've been like dreaming about to be a part of, as you know, with my thought process. So just to see it going to this level, and seeing a person who started with just a vision. Marvin told me like some of how it derived and where it started, and to know that, and I think this is it is scripture. Lest you be like a child, you can't even enter into the kingdom, and kingdom is a mindset.
Yes.
So what you're doing with Metro Detroit Racing, you are setting the minds of children making their trajectory a positive narrative. So we appreciate everything that you're doing in Detroit and now expanding to all over the United States. So I'm excited about what we're doing. And also, just like I said with Marvin, he told us that there's over 100 hobby towns.
Yes.
I said, oh wow, Metro Detroit Racing, 100 hobby towns, race clubs. I see something, I feel it in my soul because I know, and then I thought I was being progressive in my thinking because he only told me about the Texas after I said that. He said, oh yeah, Daryl's already, I said, the genius himself already, but that's what you have to do. You have to play chess, and we're happy that you thought of this vision, and we just want to continue to keep this vision going. So I know you can shout out every day, but you want to give a shout out before I know you got to get back because it's almost that time. It's races time. Oh yeah, and y'all got to make sure that once y'all see all of this, it's live. Y'all gonna be able to catch the live content. The kids, the media program involved with Metro Detroit Racing, I'm talking about you can use them at the NFL right now. You can use these kids anywhere. You can use these kids in a lot of capacity. So any shout outs before we go?
Yeah, definitely. One, I want to give a shout out to DPSCD. A lot of the programming that we do is done in their school, as well as Ferndale Public Schools. They're a great partner with first year that we work with Ferndale Public Schools and Ferndale Youth Assistance. Ferndale Public Schools wouldn't have access to this program if it were not for the grant that Ferndale Youth Assistance received to put this program in place. So definitely want to give a shout out to all of them. Also, Say Detroit Play Center. Yeah. Say Detroit Play Center has been a critical partner of ours over the years, and we're so thankful. Detroit PAL. Detroit PAL is where we originated our drone workforce development program with our teenagers and our young adults. And just like today, them providing access to their facility so we can have the races here. We are so thankful for them as a partner. In addition to that, Neighborhood Legal Services Michigan. They serve as our fiduciary on a lot of our grants. It is because of them that we exist, so we're thankful for them. Up the Score. Without Up the Score, you have been the biggest blessing from the standpoint of the area of cinematography and podcasting. We don't have to even develop that curriculum. You brought it to us. You're working with our kids. We're so thankful for that. You're giving our kids real tangible skills that we know they can turn around and monetize in other areas. So we're so thankful for that. And I would say lastly, our kids. This becomes more of a ministry than anything. It becomes a way for us to give back and to put them in a position to really develop the critical thinking skills that they're going to need to be the leaders for the next 10, 20, 30, 50 years out here. And we're so thankful for them. Lastly, Hobbytown Southfield. Without Hobbytown Southfield, none of this exists. So Marv, I don't see Marv as a person that I spend money with. Marv is my partner. Wherever I walk, he walks. So, wherever we go, if we make it and we're doing stuff over in Dubai with this, Marv is coming with me. So, very thankful to what we do with Hobbytown Southfield.
Great, Bingham. I want to close it, and we're going to close it. People are going to see this.
Yes.
They're going to say, "Wow, how does an organization, how does a school get involved? How do people connect? Because they're going to be moved by this. I almost say, how can I be involved? And I'm all the way involved. So how will people get involved?
Well, one of the greatest things you can do is hit us at droneapprenticeship@gmail.com. From there, you can leave a message for us. We'll definitely get in contact with you. You want to reach me direct, call Coach Bing, 313-467-4004. That's 313-467-4004. We'd love to connect you to our programming here. Right now, we got about 100 racers out today. The other half of our racers who participate in Lego Robotics, we know they're having a great time also.
Lego Robotics?
Yeah, we got a few racers who split time between both organizations. So we know that they have competitions that they're participating in right now. But
we're going to have to do another interview. That's all totally. I didn't even.
Yeah, when you sit back and you talk about the ground drones, they were probably forerunners out here in the area dealing with what we would equate to being a ground drone. But some of the things that we're doing are a little bit more unique and more in tune to what the kids are asking for right now. And we're just thankful. We're just very thankful that we can be here providing these services to the kids of the community of Southeastern Michigan.
Well, there you have it. If there's no reason why your child or you as an adult don't have an opportunity to get involved, because he's doing too many things, too many great things in the community, and all we're doing is supporting and watering seeds. So, Mr. Bing, always a pleasure.
Yes.
And once again, we have up the score.